This time I'd like to make a video about David Crowley, the director of Grey State, the movie that was apparently planned to be released in the near future and produced about a future dystopian, well, a near future of the United States where the police and military ruled and there was a curfew and everybody had to get his RFID chip implanted in his hand, and there was a second American Revolution ongoing, and that they executed many people. I will probably post the trailer at the end of my video. Here, a short introduction now. This is from veteranstoday.com, independent media and information for US military veterans. And it states, David Crowley, Army veteran and Grey State movie director and family found dead. Independent film producer David Crowley and his family were found dead in their home on January 17, 2015. Many of his followers suspect murder. Well, these are pictures of David Crowley and his wife, him speaking with his Grey State t-shirt. That is the Facebook page, Justice for David Crowley, Grey State. I'm gonna like it. When I read practically below the documentary, there's also a documentary, you should check it out. David Crowley was dead and his family was dead, and it was apparently a suicide, a murder-suicide. I did not believe it. He was so full of energy, he was so driven. He wanted to practically to make that movie a reality, to prevent that future from coming. This dystopian future where the police state rules and executes any rebels or anybody that it deems a threat to the state. I did today then a Ouija session and asking if I could talk with David Crowley, and apparently he appeared. Well, I felt his presence, and he was actually quite sad. And I just asked him if he was murdered practically, and it said yes. And first I asked if it was his name, are you really David Crowley? Then it goes over to yes, it's me. And then I asked if it was a murder, that he was murdered, of course, and he stated of yes. And I hope that he is in a better place now, and that he is in peace. Sadly, could have done so much more on this planet. But again, Zionist elements or diaspora elements are responsible for this. I believe again it's a Mossad hit. I know the workings of the Mossad and how they do it. Here's a short video on all the people that they assassinated. Well, I believe David Crowley was assassinated, and the Ouija board confirmed also that he was murdered. And I believe that he was murdered again by secret services like the Mossad. John F. Kennedy is another persona that was apparently assassinated by the kosher mafia in Dallas in accordance with the Mossad. A good book about the kosher conspiracy to assassinate John F. Kennedy, also by the Israeli Mossad, is Final Judgment by Michael Collins Piper, America's #1 underground bestseller and banned book. Another person to be assassinated, possibly by the Mossad, I believe it was the Mossad, it was Jörg Haider. He was a rightist populist and fighting for the natives practically in Austria. Herr Möllermann, this is a German video, Jürgen Möllermann, was a German politician that was really against Israel, really criticizing Israel for its war crimes against the Palestinians. James Traficant, you can watch his videos on YouTube, was also apparently, well, murdered by secret services. I don't know if it was the CIA in this case or it was the Mossad. A good book on 9/11, being a full-stack operation of the Mossad, is Strange Enough Fiction, an independent investigation of the true culprits behind 9/11. It's a False Flag by Albert T. Pastore, PhD.
USS Liberty was another false flag made by the Israelis. A good book on the Mossad is By Way of Deception by Viktor Ostrowski, where he depicts that every day hundreds of people are practically given off to greened out, are assassinated by the Mossad on a daily basis globally.
So all these people get assassinated or die under circumstances where it's questionable why they actually died. Jürgen Möllmann died when he was parachuting, was an experienced parachuter, and he died because of a mistake in a thing that didn't open. Somebody messed with it. But then the news portrays this as some accident. Jörg Haider died in a car crash, apparently intoxicated to the max with alcohol, where he actually never drank alcohol. Also another Mossad false flag operation. John F. Kennedy, Final Judgment by Michael Collins, Piper, portrays another reality, that even the Kosher Nostra, Kosher Mafia, and the criminal underworld in Dallas that rule the world today, and the criminal underworld is ruled by the Kosher Nostra. They had, in conjunction with the Mossad, had John F. Kennedy killed, and later also his brother. And now David Crowley, his entire family got murdered, and I summoned him, or asked him to come by, and he confirmed that he was murdered, and that he was really sad by the fact that he couldn't finish his work. Nevertheless, he apparently saw the future and saw that there was going to be some type of judgment day, or judgment day in itself, and he was told me that it's going to be just what is going to happen on earth. That judgment will be just and fair, and they will get what they deserve. I just find it horrible that all these people who have a drive to prevent something from happening are murdered, and then this portrayed as suicide. David Crowley would never have committed suicide. He was so driven to make that movie a reality. It was his passion and practically his battle to inform the people before it was too late. And that's why he got murdered. The best of the best goyim shall be murdered. It's in the Talmud. Anybody that offers a real resistance is swept out of the way. I'll leave you guys with the trailer. Cheers. Sit right guys.
how things were.
Of every enemy of the state!
And then I woke up here.